So you want to know my story. What makes my story different from anyone else's? Everyone has a story. The world is something I don't really understand. Our lives are impalpable, and therefore incomparable. My name is Mackenzie Jones, and I come from a small town in the Pacific Northwest, Sandpoint, Idaho. I know those words mean nothing to you, but to me, they describe the first 17 years of my life. To me, those words reflect my existence. Those words describe my genesis and define who I am. I worked at a small bookstore in high school. I lived vicariously through the books I read, through the movies I saw, and through the idea of the person that I desired to be. I had a thirst for more. I wanted to see the world beyond my backyard. So my admission into NUN was an outlet for me. Greece was a golden opportunity. However, upon hearing the news, I was consumed with ambivalence. I had established my identity in Sandpoint. Now, was I expected to start over? Would I be just another face on the bus? Another number on your list? My teenage angst doesn't know how to handle this. Leaving my family was no easy feat. My mom has always been my everything. She's been my backbone. So now I'm supposed to leave her? I'm supposed to leave my brothers who have provided me comfort and love in times of emptiness? And my friends? Those friends who I've known since childhood? The friends who love me despite my shortcomings? I thought to myself, I'm only 18. This independence doesn't come so easily. I understand that this is the cycle of life, but that doesn't make it hurt any less. So there you have it. Welcome to the second chapter. I go from Sandpoint, Idaho to Thessaloniki, Greece. But then the wheels start spinning. The adventure begins, and there's no looking back. First week, second week, it all flies by. 120 students trying to prove themselves to their peers, trying to explain why they made it here. We're hoping to create friendships that extend beyond a year. Settling in at the Metropolitan wasn't so bad. Sure, you're not in a 5-star suite, but it's a heck of a lot better than any freshman dorm might be. At ACT, the staff and facilities were beyond adequate. Each of my professors left an imprint on me. Although my hardest class, I learned an immense amount in politics of the EU. My religions professor was fascinating, and I looked forward to his class every day. Through ACT-affiliated excursions, I had the opportunity to hike up Mount Olympus, where divinity and nature were surrounding me. I rappelled down canyons in the Olympus Massif, and I also participated on the ACT volleyball team. This was out of the ordinary. This is life on the edge. Sometimes it's life off the ledge. I've absorbed a lot here. Heck, I've even absorbed the water from the Aegean Sea when I went for a little dunk. And what I absorbed is, not only do you get to let Greece brand you, but you can brand Greece. If you want to leave a mark, let Northeastern be a forum to take advantage of that. For my service learning project, I had the opportunity to assist in teaching English to 5th and 6th grade Anatolia students. For the students, I presented a PowerPoint every Wednesday about something American. I talked about natural wonders, American cuisine, sports, and more. I would ask the students what they wanted to learn about, and they would give me suggestions. After I got into a routine of sharing American traditions with the students, they asked if they could make a presentation for me. They did, and it was fascinating. I can only hope that they learned as much from me as I learned from them. Likewise, I got to grade their essays. This was interesting because the students revealed themselves to me on a more personal level, indirectly. Reading their essays enabled me to follow the river of these students' imaginations. It took me back to my past, generating so much reflection and comparison. When I was in 6th grade, I would have never thought that I would be in Greece teaching students when I was only 18. It's like we're walking on a dream. The world is shrinking, so we might as well grab it if we have the opportunity to catch it. So I traveled to Belgium by myself for 5 days. I stayed in a hostel for 2 nights and then spent 3 nights with a Belgian family. I met some fascinating and like-minded students from Amsterdam at the hostel, and being with the Belgian family helped to truly immerse myself in the culture. When I was little, I always wanted to go to Turkey, but it's weird, I never actually thought I would. I took a 10-hour bus ride with 4 friends to Istanbul, and we went to the Hagia Sophia. In Milan, I went with some close friends to visit the Duomo and the Pinoteca de Brera, which was beautiful. And after some struggle, we made it to Barcelona, where we watched FC Barcelona play in Camp Nou and saw Gaudi's work. And don't think for a second that you're doing this all by yourself. Via Northeastern, I visited the Acropolis, made it to Old Town in Thessaloniki, and saw the Oracle of Delphi. And because of the economic crisis, I saw live protests firsthand. Sometimes it was hard to get around when the buses were on strike, and it occasionally smelled like poop when the garbage men didn't work. But to live this was so worth it. And the friends I've made have shaped me. They've broadened my horizons. Before coming to Greece, I was really afraid that I would change. But what I've learned here is that change is okay.